Hello everyone, welcome. My name is Chef Ranwa from Mitch, Kitch. It's a pleasure with you guys here joining us today. We're going to be treating you to a specialty here that we created for our clients. It's called Androsian Conch Cake. It's a native indigenous ingredient that we use here in the Bahamas. It's the natural aphrodisiac. It's the secret to all best delights in the world. This dish is one of our trademark dishes here at Mitch Kitch, and today we're going to walk you through and show you how we create it and how to prepare it. Okay, so to start off this dish, we're going to go with the topping, which is a pineapple salsa. Pineapple is sourced from Eleuthera, which we call it the sugar loaf. It's grown in large production on the island of Eleuthera from the Bahamas, and it's literally what the name is, sugar loaf. It's sweet, delicious, very citrusy flavor, and mixed with the tropical essences of that island. So I advise you, when you shop local Eleuthera pineapples, okay? So what we're going to do with these, we're going to dice them very fine. So we want to slice them down very thinly. Because the dish that we're creating, we want the salsa to be additive to it, not so much as the star of it, because we really want you to appreciate the flavor of the conch in this dish. So we're going to finely dice it. This is also accompanied with tomatoes, bell peppers, onions, some fresh cilantro, basil, thyme, which I've already prepared some in this bowl here that I'm putting the pineapple in. So we're just going to dice a few more pieces, and then we're going to add that to it. I add a little bit of red wine vinegar, a pinch of salt, some olive oil, just to add to the base and open up the flavors a little bit more, balance the sugar with a little acidity and salt. So we take a nice fresh piece of basil here and some fresh cilantro, and we're going to finely dice those as well, and we're going to add that right into that mixture. And just like that, you have your pineapple salsa. Oh man, as we mix this, you guys should smell the aromatics that are coming out here. The acidity is breaking down the onions and tomato, the fresh basil and cilantro. It's just amazing. Boy, don't worry, Mitch Kitch will be the first to create smell-o-vision. You have to smell this. This is phenomenal. Look at the vibrant colors. It's just beautiful. Can't wait to taste this. Alright, so we give this a nice good mix, and that'll be enough for that. We're going to put this to the side and start on the construction of our conch cake. Okay. Alright, so what we prepared here is our sexy conch cake mixture. These are conch that freshly dived this morning. We went out to Montague Dock, and we got the guys out there to dive them out fresh out of the water, freshly cracked, skinned, diced finely. We added some bell peppers, some onions, some fresh thyme, some fresh lime, lemon, some orange, some basil, cilantro, some parsley. We added a little touch of Dijon mayonnaise, a little salt, a little pepper, a little pinch of ginger and garlic, and we mixed those together, and we added a little breadcrumb to it, and that'll be our binding agent for it to make the cake. So once you created and got this paste here, what we do is we take about an ounce, you take a spoonful out, and we're going to mold it in our hand. Just like that, and then we're going to add a little breadcrumb to it. This is going to give us a nice coating on the outside, which is going to crisp it up and help mold it into the shape that we want. So I'm going to mold this into a petite disc, because you can use these also as like an appetizer or for cocktail receptions. It's very delicious as well. We use these a lot for our introductory cocktail hour, hors d'oeuvre hours. so we can introduce our clients to what a wonderful taste we have here in the Bahamas. So we will mold them to this size right here, and we'll place them on the side, and then we'll create some more, and then we'll lightly pan sear them and then dress them before service. So now that we have our conch cakes nicely molded, we're gonna arrange them on a plate. As we prepare our frying pan, we're gonna put some oil in it. I prefer using like a lighter oil, like a safflower or maybe a peanut oil, because you don't want it too heavy, whereas your conch cake will absorb too much of the oil. It's going to be a medium-high heat. That's going to give a nice quick searing and crusting on it, because the conch is very fresh and delicate, so we don't want to overcook it. We want it to be a perfect medium, so you get the nice rich juices of that. So now we're going to head over to the stove to give these a beautiful searing. So now that we are starting our searing process, we want to bring your oil to a medium-high temperature. You want a plate with a little napkin on the side, so that when you finish searing, I could remove any excess fat once you've completed. So we're going to add them in one at a time, and when we add them in, we go in a clockwise rotation, so that you keep an idea of which one you put in first, so you can manage which one to turn appropriately. So you set them in. And I like to give it a little press in the middle, because sometimes the center is a little indented, so you get an even caramelizing on each side. And these will turn a nice golden brown fairly quickly, so you watch your temperature. You don't want it to get too hot and burn, and you can always check on the side. As you see, the side start to get golden. As you can see with this one, you have a beautiful light brown, and that's what you want to achieve right there. As you can see, I'm going in my clockwise rotation again, and I will turn each one appropriately. Oh man, you should smell the aroma. Oh man, this is smelling delicious. So as you can see, it's a very quick transition. The process is fairly quick. The temperature might drop a little bit as you add to it and it cooks on one side, so you might want to monitor it and maybe adjust it a little higher when you turn them over. Give it a little shake, let the oil distribute evenly, catch the sides, heat up balance as well. And just like that, the babies are ready. And we want to bring our pan closer to our tissue and turn them over on the opposite side, whereas it doesn't get soggy, because this is the hotter side. And we want to let these rest for about 2 to 3 minutes before we plate, okay? So what we'll do is we'll put them to the side. We turn our stove off, and we're gonna pull these back over to the side to our cutting board, where we'll start to set up our plate, which we're gonna plate it on and put the appropriate dressings and salsas on it. So I'll show you how we plate those right now. All right, guys, we're gonna get into the exciting part now. It's the plating of the final process. So what we're gonna do, we're gonna accentuate this dish a little bit more with a additional garnish, we're going to take a little baby radish. I'm going to get some nice medallion slices out of her. So we want to go to a few nice thin slices just to accentuate color and texture, acidic value to it as well. So we're going to use our platter, and we're going to use our base for this dish is going to be arugula. So we're going to use a little arugula, and we're going to spread it gently around across the bottom. Then we're going to use our delicious conch cakes, and we keep them on the plate as we garnish them, because you don't want to put them on your platter for the finishing touch and maybe sauce drain on the side or some of the topping drips aside. So we garnish on a separate plate before we put on our final platter. Okay, so what I'm adding here is our house-made spicy aioli. I use avocado mayo. It's much healthier than the regular, but for you that want to, you can use regular mayo as well. So this is a spicy aioli. The base of it is used from a local pepper. It's called the goat pepper that's grown traditionally here in the Bahamas. So it's infused with a little mayo, Dijon, a little Worcestershire sauce, seasoned with some lemon juice, a little lime, and a pinch of pepper. Okay, so we add a little dollop of aioli on it. Then we dress it with our pineapple salsa that we created earlier. And so we just want to add a nice little dollop. Like I said, we don't want to overpower it. It's more to accentuate the flavors, the nice tropical flavors of the pineapple, the sweetness, the tardiness of the red wine vinegar, the onions, the bell peppers, tomatoes, the fresh cilantro and basil. All those combinations along with the conch and the aioli is just phenomenal. So we dress that very lightly, and then we're going to add these onto our platter. Yes, so we take them one at a time, nice and gentle, and rest them gently along the plate. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. And then final touches, we add our radish medallions, and these, like I said, accentuate a little rusticness to it as well, texture wise, acidity. The combination of all the flavors are just phenomenal. And there you have it, a masterpiece for you to feast right here at Mitch Kitch. I guarantee you this dish here is an award-winning combination. Anyone you present this to will love it, fall in love instantly. So I look forward to the recipe card and try it at home.